This is our train, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do this shit all over again. Here we go.
What's more striking? Oh, you didn't even realize the vlog was starting. Here we go. Guys, this is it. Today you're gonna learn what the Trans Siberian is. We are currently in the Z hostel here near Irkutsk in the middle of Siberia. We are about to head off and finish our journey and cross from Irkutsk all the way to Vladivostok in East Russia. So that journey is beginning right now. I'm going to show you guys all about what the Trans Siberian is and a bunch of information for you.
Oh, boys and girls, we have to say goodbye to the Z hostel now. Oh no, it's so sad. We're heading off to the train station. Make sure that you check out Z hostel down in the description below. Oh my god, it's been a blast staying here, and we really, CLATTs, we gotta support places that we love, and this is one of the places that we absolutely love. So check them out in the description below. They've been a huge help to our Trans Siberian Railway trip. Let's head off to the railway. All right, guys, welcome back to Irkutsk railway station. We are here. It is time for us to board next journey of the Trans Siberian Railway. All right, so once again, just like in Moscow, we have to try and find our departure, and it's all in Russian. All right, we are 10 minutes from boarding our train. It's nowhere to be found. We haven't been given a platform number. We're kind of starting to freak out a little bit. Guys, what a freaking mess up. Oh my god, the train tickets are on Moscow time. We're 5 hours early for our train. Oh.
Piss take, isn't it?
Well, listen, this is what it's like to travel on Trans Siberian. I'm recording this so you guys know for when you do this, because we had to mess up so you don't have to. All right, let's kill 5 hours doing something. All right. Sound of the train, 5 hours later, we're back. Let's try this again. We have our train. There it is. We got a platform number 4.
Который организует сопровождение и транспортировку.
This is our train, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do this shit all over again. Хорошо. Спасибо. Oh god.
Alright guys, we've boarded the Trans Siberian again. I'm probably gonna start the video when there's light again. So I'll see you in a moment. Booyah. It's been like 3 days since then. We have 1 day left on the train. It's time to do what I promised and give you guys a history on the Trans Siberian Railway. I'm giving you guys this little lesson in hopes that you take away more than just the cool visuals of the things that we're doing on this journey and more history, because there's actually a lot of history behind this railway. I haven't seen many people talk about it in their everyday Trans Siberian Railway vlog. So I thought I'd try to give you guys as much info as we can. That way you guys are informed on why this thing even exists and how you're able to do it. So one of the biggest things worth noting is the fact that this is the largest railway on planet Earth, crossing the largest country on planet Earth. The Trans Siberian Railway spans a crazy 5,772 miles, or 9,289 kilometers. The point of it has always been to connect Moscow, the hub of Russia, to the far east of Russia. A lot of trade happens there between a lot of other Asian countries, between the far east of Russia, like the town of Vladivostok, and the rest of these Asian countries in the area. So it's very important for Russia to have a central connection between its kind of capital and central spots to the other side of it. It's also very important to note that the Trans Siberian not only connects in Russia, but also Mongolia, China, and North Korea. The crazy thing is it's connected Moscow with the Far East since 1916 with Vladivostok, the town that we're going to, which is all the way on the eastern southern side of Russia. Now yes, there are so many different options when it comes to doing the Trans Siberian Railway, and it's important to note that this was never supposed to be a touristy thing in the beginning. It just happened to end up being this awesome thing that travelers do now. But the point has always been for shipping goods and bringing people a long ways of the journey, and the real way that it was intended to be done was Moscow to Vladivostok in 8 days, crossing 8 time zones. The only 2 journeys that top it in length are Moscow to Pyongyang, which not many people are actually allowed to do because North Korea, and then Kiev, Ukraine to Vladivostok here in Russia, which is a whopping 6,888 miles. You have different routes when it comes to the Trans Siberian. You could do the Trans Siberian, the Trans Mongolian, or the Trans Manchurian. I've touched on this before, but the Trans Siberian essentially stays in Russia the entire time. The Trans Mongolian will take you through Mongolia into this place called Ulaanbaatar, and you'll go through a bunch of little cities and towns in Mongolia until you end up in Beijing. And then the Trans Manchurian is actually the line. Manchuria used to be the name for China back in the day, or for parts of China. I'm not exactly clear on what it is. Don't quote me on that. But it is a journey that you can take through the entirety of China, starting in Moscow as well. Sole reason we didn't do the Trans Mongolian is because Jack couldn't get a double entry visa to Russia, and I couldn't get my Chinese visa. Also important to note, within the Trans Siberian itself, there are little adventures you should get up to. In Lake Baikal itself, there's actually a train route that goes all around the lake. I think it takes by itself 3 days to do, but is also something that people super recommend to get on. You essentially go around the entirety of Lake Baikal, which is a massive, massive, massive lake, 1,000 miles deep is how big it is, and you can take a train all the way around. But it doesn't end there. You have different routes, like the Kazakhstani side of it, where you can actually take a dip down in the middle of Russia and go down into Central Asia. The beautiful thing about this journey is that these series of railways were built to connect each other through different shipping routes, and so you can actually do circles and loops and come back to different places and actually take yourself on a very custom journey. One of the things I found the most fascinating is actually 30% of Russia's shipping goods are actually on the Trans-Siberian line every year. As well as, you would think this thing is super famous with tourists, actually most of the use comes out of domestic passengers like Russians themselves or Central Asians that are taking the line. Just from what we've seen, we've been the only tourists on this train and the only tourists on the last train as well. The Trans-Siberian actually has 200,000 containers, cargo containers carried with it per year. We have now done the ultimate journeys, I think, on planet Earth when it comes to seeing cargoes being carried. You know, like, I've seen an overwhelming amount of cargo containers here, especially compared to being on a cargo ship, which I've done now twice. This has been an insane amount of cargoes, but they bring everything from weapons to cars to meat to any type of goods. It's really, there's no stops on it. They bring everything they possibly can on this train journey. And get this, it can even go as far west as Hamburg. That's pretty much the last stop. It can take about 15 days from Beijing to Hamburg using this line, but it's amazing that you're able to go from Beijing to Hamburg, Germany in 15 days via this train line and ship whatever you want, really. Companies report that doing and shipping things via the Trans Siberian Railway actually goes half the time, or sometimes 1/3 of the time, than shipping it on a container ship. So no doubt this thing is amazing, and I highly recommend you end up doing something like this. I would say read as much history as you can before you come on, because it will give you a perspective as to why this thing exists and why we're able to actually enjoy this and do this as travelers. But I really hope this kind of inspires you to try and do this thing. I think one of the coolest things about it is the fact that we've traversed thousands of miles without stepping foot on an airplane yet, from London till here. Like, it is crazy, and we're still not going to step on a plane. Some of the upcoming plans are going to blow your mind, I think. So with that, I think we're going to end this video here. I think I've made the entirety of everybody on this train extremely uncomfortable by vlogging, because I don't really think anybody knows what YouTube or vlogging is. And I'll see you guys on the next video. We'll still be on the train. I'm going to try to give you guys a guide on how to do this for cheap. Sorry, we are on a train. Sorry for the noise. That's Siberia, and this is Tall. Don't forget to subscribe with those notifications turned on so you don't miss any of these episodes of the Trans Siberian. If you missed any of the videos, make sure you go back and watch them. There'll be a whole playlist down below. I'll see you guys next time. I love you a long time. Goodbye.